of XFeed, apparently the YouTube video stream is not working, so we'll have to check and see what in the halibut happened there. Maybe do an upload a little bit later. But with that said, what in the halibut's going on? How are we doing? Hope you are well. I have to say, I am absolutely addicted to Cambria. I think it's an incredible game. I think it's wildly fun. People are labeling it like the RuneScape of Web3. When it first came out, I didn't really get into it whatsoever. But the past day, sheesh, spending way too much time doing that. Today, we're going to highlight a little bit about the Polymos interview that we did today, talking about Web3 gaming, the change in perspectives once you're kind of putting yourself out there, experimenting with different things, and just, seeing overall how things are going. Looking over VFriends and their tops card and a new variation of the D-Pen, but it's we're having technological advancements or terminology advancements, if you will. It's crazy. Getting into all the good stuff. Thank you so much for tuning on in. So we're not going to watch this whole video, but I'm going to play a 2-minute clip from somebody that did a video about what Cambria is, just so you guys have an idea.
Cambria Gold Rush is back with Season 2, the Paymasters, and there are a ton of ways to earn by playing this game with over 7 figures in potential rewards, and it's only lasting for 2 weeks. So in today's video, I want to explore all the different ways you could earn through Cambria. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another Crypto Gorilla video. As usual, I am not a financial advisor. I don't have any control over
that edit was really good.
The token performance. So do your own research. Make sure it's right for you. If you do decide to jump in, use code GORILLA. And let's jump right into today's video. So Cambria is a risk-to-earn MMO reminiscent of games like RuneScape and Diablo. The core gameplay loop is going out and exploring, gathering resources, fighting monsters, collecting loot, and battling against other players, with the goal of making it back alive to the capital, cashing out, working your way up the leaderboard, and heading back out to do it all over again. Now, there are so many ways you could earn in Season 2 of Cambria, with the projected rewards in the 7 figures, both liquid and speculative prizes. So liquid being direct money into your wallet immediately, and speculative prizes in the form of raffles and future airdrops. So
they're doing a land sale and some other stuff, but one of the things that's interesting is it feels like there's a lot of games that are pixelated in a way that are really finding success. Forgotten Ruins, Wizard Cult, Cambria, the list goes on. Raven Quest, I believe, is one of the pixelated ones as well. And we went through a lot of the thoughts of, oh my god, this is Web3 gaming, it's supposed to be so advanced and we need modern graphics. And it's, I was kind of one of the people that were preaching that originally, and now I'm I don't really care that much. The game's fun. I mean, I'm thoroughly enjoying it. So we'll watch another few seconds and we'll move on.
Discuss the 7 different ways you could earn by playing Cambria. Method number 1, which is the one everybody's going to be competing for, is the Season 2 prize pool, which is made up of 90% of all the funds that people are spending on Season 2. And based on Season 1, they are estimating this to be $750,000. Now, considering the prize pool is made up of money being spent, there is a prerequisite to be eligible to compete for this, and that is having access to a royal charter.
So this is what's interesting, and what I've found is a common trend with a lot of these games that are on Abstract. Now, specifically with Cambria, it's also on Ronin. I think it originally started on Blast. We haven't talked about Blast in forever. What the hell happened on that front? But to get into this, it's 0.02 for collecting the rewards. You'd be basically eligible. You can play it for free, but you're not going to be eligible for those extra components of it. So the other crazy thing with it is that the prize pool is based off of the in-game currency. So it's the silver coins, and 90% of the rewards are matching whatever silver is in the game. So if you're somebody that, if you were really good at flipping back in RuneScape days on the Grand Exchange, buying Barrows sets and then flipping them later by just being patient, or going out grinding, gathering resources, fighting these monsters and that kind of stuff, it's got all those different hootenannies for it, and it's really good. Yo, peanut butter jelly time, peanut butter jelly time. Yo, what's going on? Don't care for it being web-based. Oh, really? Is that something that you don't... What? Explain to me. Give me the lowdown of why you don't like that aspect. Yo, I got to hide my 375. Oh, no. Yo, we leaked the 375. Jeez. Hold on. Did that... I don't know if that totally ruined the stream here. Watch stream. I got to go back to it. Oh, no. I lost peanut butter. Are we still here? Yeah, we're still here. All right, cool. I need to hit the top button to hide my 375. Okay, wait. That's amazing. Okay. Anyway, I'm enjoying the game. I think it's kind of reinvigorated me in a way of like some of these Web3 games, because, you know, you get into different ecosystems and you kind of just like follow whatever's going on with there. And then if things aren't really happening, you're kind of like, oh, you know what, this thing, how is it going to advance? What's going on? Then you put yourself out there and you're like, you know what, this is kind of fun. Yo, Tagline TV, what's going on? Yo, the one and only, the one and only. Do you watch WWE? Because every time I think of Tagline, I think of when they tag in. I remember back in the day, it was like a match with like Rey Mysterio, Edge, or like Triple H or some shit. And they, you know, the tag team matches back in the day, those were unbelievable. Fluff Bear, no peanut butter? No, I'm allergic to. Roar? Oh, never mind, that's for Tagline. Okay, so OpenAI is reportedly working on its own version of Twitter or X. Holy smokes. What do we think about that? Does that mean the things are good, things are bad? I don't know what the perspective is, because we have so many people that are out there complaining about, you know what? I'm anti-AI. Like, do you remember when the toys came out, or like the toy boxes, and it was somebody like, you would put yourself as a toy, but then it would give you like a skateboard, a hat, and be like a little toy package. Everyone that I knew on Instagram was posting on their story being like, I'm anti-AI, but this is kind of cool, and like sharing their own variation of that. And I'm just like, I don't know if these people actually care at all. So when we have these conversations around everything regarding AI, OpenAI owning everything as well, do people care? Or is it whatever? Because that Studio Ghibli thing, that was hot for a day, and now nobody talks about it whatsoever. VFriends. They're doing these Topps Chrome, and they have these entrepreneur elves, favorite entrepreneurs. If you don't know VFriends, they've got different characters that say very motivational things. What the hell are these signatures? Like OD for Dana White? That is FO for Kevin Hart. Like, maybe I'm just not good at reading signatures, or these guys are trying to become doctors or something, but what brutal, brutal ass signatures are these? Goodness gracious. All right, Doodles, do we think that the merch is expensive? Do we think the merch is cheap? What are we going for? Holy suffering succotash. 193 American dollars for the flower shirt. Thoughts? For the doodle with the cat, 178. We got the Mellow plushie for 57. You can buy the Hap rug for $143. Remember when BAYC used to do the rugs as well? And then they have a vinyl for $264. Now that is super expensive. And it's funny though, because we highlighted a while ago that for the Bored Ape vinyl characters, and obviously they're two different collections, but the Bored Ape ones were on sale, and people were spending like upwards of this on them, and then they could get them for like 60, 80% off the other day. And it was like, hold on, what are we doing? What are we doing? But it looks good otherwise. Like, it is quality. Geez, they act like it's a bull market at those prices. Well, I mean, if it's quality, it's quality. But I remember also when Doodles launched their, I don't know if it was the McDonald's collab. It might have been. There was such an uproar about the crappy quality of the clothing. Like, everybody was complaining to the point that like the founders were going out reimbursing people with their own funds on the timeline publicly. So maybe they got things cooking. From those images, they look decent. All right, here's the new phrase we got to keep an eye on, okay? Again, especially for those with glasses like myself. New phrase to keep an eye on. D-pay. Deep AI. How do we say that? Because it goes like D-pin, right, for the other one. So D-P-A-I. Yeah, D-P-A-I. Okay. Will be one of the biggest trends in crypto over the coming 1 to 2 years. Stands for Decentralized Physical AI Infrastructure Stack. Hands up if you've already forgotten the phrasing for DPay. True. Stands for, which means AI agents, on-chain robotics, crowdsourced data, and incentivized compute. Okay. We got to sit in the classroom and take another look at that, because holy goodness gracious. We had somebody that decided they were going to not report their taxes after making $13 million selling CryptoPunks. Yeah, that's smart. Yeah, that's smart. And then ISO Beast responding saying his case is crazy. Dude literally checked the no, I don't do any crypto transactions box for both of these years while realizing 8 figures in gains. Yeah, I don't know. That just seems like not really the most intelligent thing ever. But again, we're working with some of the most non-intelligent people ever, with also some of the most intelligent. You know, it's a give and take within this industry. You got some crazies, you got some legends. It's all over the place. It's great. Bro, I honestly can't imagine trying to mint NFTs on anything else but abstract chain from now on. The final boss who mint was seamless, fast, accurate, and had no bugs. Could honestly see an NFT resurgence powered by the green chain. So I got into abstract a little bit more because Segment had their mint on abstract, and I didn't really like dabble into it before then. And then the Bitcoin virality happened, and I should kind of start back a little bit further because, you know, when the Segment mint happened, I tried like just messing around, going through some of the apps, and they had one of the Myriad flash badges, and it was one of those prediction markets, and you didn't really have to do anything. You just got these like fake points, and you just try out the app, and you got the badge. And I was like, you know what, this is kind of cool. I wouldn't probably put in like real money doing these prediction markets, even though like in theory it's kind of fun. And then I didn't really look. And then the Bitcoin goes completely viral. And if you haven't seen, Bitcoin is like Bitcoin, but instead of having to buy physical infrastructure to mine Bitcoin, you buy it digitally with the Bitcoin token, buying off other people, creating miners, yada, yada, yada. And it was like, okay, you know what? This is seamless, simple. It was like 0.01 to get into, similar to Cambria, where it was like relatively inexpensive comparatively to other mints, and you could just kind of see that there was this passive experience. And then doing Cambria, it's like, you know, you mint in the things, it's on abstract, and I'm like, damn, like it is very nice. It's smooth. You can have it connected with your email, connected with your wallet. I just generally kind of vibing with it, to be honest. Entrepreneur and collector Adam Weitzman just announced the acquisition of 1,402 other deeds from ZY Merce, which I have no idea who ZY Merce is. I don't know what I'm doing. That's always reassuring. They don't know what they're doing, but they sold somebody 1,400 other deeds. That's a crazy bag. That's a crazy, crazy bag. So did that person speculate originally and they bought at the mint? Did they accumulate over all this time? How much is that worth to buy in bulk? Does like the premium go to the buyer? Does it go to the seller? That's crazy. And it feels like we still haven't seen what's coming up with other side. Right? Like we've had the Project Dragon, we've had the world record breaking attempt, but we were told this is going to be a open concurrent world soon. So this is where the question has to come in of what does it look like if the metaverse resurgent happens? We've covered Futureverse a lot. I know, apologies if you're not a fan of them because I go over it a lot, but they're doing Readyverse, right? Which is the Ready Player One IP where they're building out the metaverse that's going to connect to all these different experiences. And maybe Other Side is one of those experiences to connect to. I don't know if there's a partnership there or anything, but the point being is if these worlds and metaverses as a whole are something that people actually enjoy, want to go to, certain iterations of it right now, sure, maybe they've not hit the same way that one would want or hope, but it's like, damn, we got some big players out there trying to cook with some big things. And Peanut Butter, sorry if I lost you on the stream there. Rumalacho. Asset tokenization was the original idea behind Ethereum. Instead, we got vaporware and hype for almost 10 years. It's time to bring assets on chain for real this time, 1 trillion at a time. And if you've looked, all of these like future projectors are just sending everything sky high, baby. The future starts tonight. Proud to be the official crypto partner of the WNBA. Tune in at 7:30 Eastern on ESPN. Now, this was yesterday, but coming in from Coinbase, deciding they were going to partner up with the WNBA. And we saw WNBA previously in like the crypto NFT space from NBA Top Shot when they introduced that league on their platform. So curious to see what this partnership has, if it's just like Coinbase advertising on WNBA broadcasts, or if we're going to see a whole bunch of WNBA stuff through Coinbase on their socials. They don't know what they're doing. That's it. Oh, from before. Yeah. I hear you, Terror. Trainwreck says Twitch is aware of their alleged view botting problem. He warns that a streaming adpocalypse might happen if it's not fixed. So let's talk about this right quick. So when they mean the adpocalypse, basically, if you're a company right now, let's say that you're Roar Inc., right? And Roar's like, you know what? I want to send everybody a good vibe and a smile and make them feel good about themselves. So you pay for an ad that's about rainbows and butterflies and just, good vibes. And then nobody sees that because it's all fake. And you paid a whole amount and you're like, damn it, I wanted people to be happy. And now nobody's happy. And so you no longer want to pay Twitch to get in front of eyeballs. So that's kind of the idea with the adpocalypse. And this is something that's kind of been around for like a while. I remember talking about this on the stream a couple months ago, maybe it was a year ago, but can blockchain verify that it's real people watching? All right, I know obviously we spin everything in like a blockchain way, which we don't necessarily have to do that, right? But we do. And does that make things like abstract more viable? Well, where at the same time I've seen a bunch of people saying, these people are viewbotting on abstract themselves. So can these platforms stop it? What is the thoughts around it? Just food for thought as we move forward. Travis, proof of Travis, saying, I don't see gaming getting any major mindshare even with the success of Cambria and Bitcoin. If you don't see AI or DeFi posts on your timeline, you're in a bubble. I think I'm in a bubble, guys. I mean, I've seen like a decent bit about AI, DeFi, not really going down here. Like, it's not, gaming's exciting. And it depends on like the audience too. And I don't like saying that they're not going to get any major mindshare feels sort of strange because there's a lot of communities within there that likes games. And cool thing is everybody's got a niche that they can follow that they're into, that, it's whatever. But AI currently dominating everything. A Super Bowl ad with a movie trailer. No, I'm not going to do it anymore. Thanks, Schiller. Oh, my bad. Bitcoin is a Ponzi. What is Travis saying? So, how do we word this? I guess he's just saying like on the timeline, there's a lot of people that are talking about everything else that's not gaming. So if you're not seeing things about AI or DeFi, and maybe you're seeing a lot more of gaming on your timeline, then you're not seeing what's out there because based off of wherever they got the stat from is saying that like there's basically like no mind share specifically for that, where it's all focused elsewhere within the crypto space. From CyberKongs, I'm deeply relieved to share that after 27 challenging months, the SEC's investigation into CyberKongs and myself has concluded. This has been an incredibly difficult period for myself and the entire team, one that tested our strength and focus in ways I never anticipated. Facing such intense scrutiny from a regulatory body is not something I'd wish upon anyone. I'm grateful that the SEC has shifted its attention away from NFTs and crypto, providing our industry with much needed clarity and breathing room. This resolution allows CyberKongs to move forward without the weight of an investigation draining our energy and resources, mentally and financially. When I started CyberKongs, it was just a fun side project, something I poured my creativity into without a clue about what was coming. I was blown away when thousands of people connected with the artwork, forming a community that made me feel like I'd found my place. It was exciting and humbling all at once. I didn't realize that I was stepping into the wildest ride of my life. The timing was right, and 4 years later, I'm so proud of our contributions to the space. So here's everything that CyberKongs has, and this is a little bit of a history lesson, which I think one thing that is the newer people that haven't been around for a while, and I mean, even people that have been, is that we don't have the context, we don't have the insight, we don't know who pioneered certain aspects, because there's a lot of things that were pioneered by a certain company or group that you don't realize unless you were there at the time. So, for example, the DPIN terminology, Masari, like the crypto research company that you've probably seen posts of, and we were highlighting Miles' comment on that because it was from Masari as well. They put out a poll one night a couple years ago saying, what do we call this? And DPIN was one of the answers. And so that just from that poll, and it was like 100 people, and I have a clip on it on the internet, and it's somewhere. I got to find it. But also the interview with Scott Fu is where I heard about that in the first time for the RWA Segments podcast, which later today we are dropping a combination episode. It's like a highlight reel of a whole bunch of various clips from the past year that we've done on the RWA Segments podcast. And that clip in specific is one of them. That's why I'm remembering off the top of my head, because I edited that yesterday. So it's coming out a little bit later today if you want to see it. But for CyberKongs, here's some of the things they've done. Achieving the highest ever Achieving the highest ever flooring price for a PFP-based collection. CyberKong is at a point we're trading for $700,000. The Genesis collection, they were out of 1,000, so that kind of helps explain it because it's not 10,000, but still was wild times when it was. Popularizing the concept of having a token paired with an NFT collection. That was when they did the banana, which also helped elevate the CyberKong's floor price. Pioneering the aspect of profile pic-based NFT projects, building and having a roadmap. So the whole idea of roadmaps coming from CyberKongs, allegedly. Developing fully interoperable 3D avatars with the most integrations in Web3 environments. CyberKongs was pretty early in that 3D avatar aspect. Enhancing security in Web3 with the development of the smart contract ERC-721X. Creating a game that has done over 8 million transactions. Showcasing the power of our IP by creating a bespoke manga that reached #1 on Manga Plus by Shisha. And most of all, showing what is possible with the power of community in Web3. Love it. Love it. Games in Web3 are the future. Games have always been the core of the internet. And Web2, Web3, it's what unite friends in the virtual world. True. Love it, Roar. Love the positivity. So Mark Ibanez over from AIagent.run. We're talking about all these AI agents, right? And you're just going to be able to do prompts to whatever, whether it's in crypto or not. Hey, can you do something for me? AI responds, depends. Can you do something for me? Ha ha ha. Very funny. I know, right? What can I do for you? Can you send 1 XRP to this wallet address? Hey, transaction successful down at the bottom. Okay, so this is looking exactly like what Prompt and Parallel is saying of having these AI agents that are just able to transact and do things for you. Now, this is going to be much bigger of not just trading transactions, and I'm talking about like the space as a whole, because we highlighted the other day where there's the Google agent-to-agent conversation. There's going to be specialized agents. Realize you can just relax. You know what I mean? Like if you want to order DoorDash, if you want to get a pizza later and just chill out, all you're going to need to know in life is just like being able to put in prompts. You're not going to have to do anything on the internet anymore. And it's happening very, very fast. Kind of crazy. But again, AIagent.run, if you're wanting to see what that is, that's one of the things that's on XRP. So this is also another conversation of these agents are going to be associated or on various networks, and what are people going to react in terms of, oh, I'm going to pick this agent because it's from there, or this agent because it's the best. What exactly does that look like? This morning, we dropped a video with Kevin from Polymos. Here's the quick opening from that.
The Futureverse is probably one of the more professional Web3 groups I have worked with out of everyone. Very, very professional. Everything, you need sign off, check, branding needs to be on point. Like they are serious when it comes to everything. And it's really kind of fresh. It reminds me of more corporate times instead of the Web3 grunge, trying to do memes and stuff.
Welcome, guys, today. All right, so if you like that aspect, we go into a whole hootenanny of stuff with Kevin regarding the Polymos integration, where you're able to rent out various NFTs for the Third Kingdom. And we're supposed to hear as well that Readyverse for Fluffs and Party Bears is supposed to open up a little bit later today. Johnny with some... man, what's going on in the space? What are we doing? I was told by a team that I invested in over a year ago that they didn't have the money to cover legal fees to draft a document adjusting the terms of the investment, and that I should take their word for the changes. This space seriously is something up its sleeve every day. Costs like a few $100s to draft a document and have legal overview. Safe to say that investment is cooked. So let me throw something out there for you. You need to use a little bit of your imagination. Bill Noble says in research you get paid for your imagination. So let's imagine for a second right now. I would go out on a limb and say, apart from people that have gotten kind of kiboshed from things that have not worked, I think there is an ample amount of capital that is ready to back a game that finds success within Web3. I think there's so many friggin' things that keep going wrong, while also things are going right at the same time for certain games, that once there is like a smash hit that's not, hey, this is super hyped up before the token generating event, or like, hey, this is viral for a week and then like kind of nothing. Whenever there's like a sustained growth of a specific game, I expect it to get like a stupid amount of interest financially, player base, all of that. But it just feels like people are waiting for that winner before that they want to act because of situations like that. This is, what the hell is this? President Trump to launch a Monopoly-style crypto game. Players will be able to earn in-game cash, building digital cities, set to launch in April. Okay, so, I mean, digital games are just getting pushed. Is this just the way that we're supposed to like look at things, realize, hey, we were like painfully early and now the governments are out there trying to, create games for people? Like, that's ridiculous. Games in Web3 are the future. Games have always been the core of the internet, and Web 2, Web 3, it's what unite friends in the virtual world. True. I think, common interest is a really big thing that we're not paying attention to. You're completely right. We are waiting for the one game or more than one. True. That's the other thing. It could definitely be more than one. You're not wrong on that aspect. Okay. Peanut butter, roar, fluff bear, tagline TV, the one and only. And anybody else watching live, I think the YouTube video got totally chalked when I clicked on this earlier. It said that there was problems with it. So apologies. I'm going to have to upload the video, I guess, in a little bit, but I thank you guys so much for coming on through. Again, if you do want to listen to the podcast, we're dropping the episode soon. I will tweet out about it momentarily once we get it up. But thank you so much for tuning on in, and I will see you tomorrow as per usual. Have yourself a good one. Peace.